There's some in the world right now who are chomping at the bits for spring college football. They are jonesing to see a bunch of sweaty, muscular young men show us their speed, their quickness, their strength, their power. Me, I'm not into porn like that, especially today, because today, baseball is here. The grapefruit and cactus leagues, and I will take polyester knit pants, stirrups, at least those who wear them, and cups over shoulder pads, thigh pads, and butt pads any flippin' day of the week. True that. Okay, an old man like me saying true that is almost as ridiculous as when I used to say for shizzle while cruising with my Snoop Dogg mixtape. Yes, I used to cruise with my Snoop Dogg mixtape. My name is Ray Steele. I'm the Braves lifer. This is spring training. Here's the pitch. The Grapefruit League opener is supposed to be today against the Mets, but perhaps the good Lord wants the Braves to play a real live baseball team in its opener because rain and thunderstorms are in the forecast for Orlando. That's where the Braves play their spring games at enormously huge Sports Network field. So we may not get to see the man everyone has anointed, Zeus, Jason Hayward, the consensus #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. No, Jay Hay will probably not make his debut today. No worries, Zeus will get to battle Hulk Hogan in no holds barred soon enough. But given all the hype over Zeus and just how good he is supposed to be, in the end, will he end up being the Rock of the Braves for the next decade and a half, or will he instead be the next Brutus Beefcake? Don't take this the wrong way. I want Jay Hay to shoot lightning bolts out of his bat. The Braves need Jason Hayward to be at the very least pretty good this season to have any decent shot at making the playoffs. Even a mediocre Jason Hayward is better than a full-tilt Melky Cabrera, let's be honest. But this comparison that's going on to the Hammer and the Mick before Jay Hay has played a single big league game, how ridiculous is that? Come on, Braves fan, did we not learn our lesson when Brad Kamensk was the next Hammer or the next Dale Murphy, whichever it was he was supposed to be back in the day? Andres Thomas looks like a young Ernie Banks. Anyone remember that? Shoot, just go back to last season. Jordan Schaefer, supposed to be the all-world mini-me at the top of the lineup. Well, Jordan Schaefer, as we all know now, wasn't ready, yet he was in the opening day lineup. It was painful to watch, and we'll only know after he gets some more PT whether Jordan Schaefer is permanently damaged. And it isn't just the Braves who do this. Remember, many years ago, back in the 80s, the great Buck O'Neil was watching the Kansas City Royals take BP. He said that he heard a sound of ball connecting with bat that he hadn't heard since Babe Ruth. The guy hitting the ball that day? Bo Jackson. Yeah, Bo was good, but he wasn't that good. He didn't know everything. I know we're jacked to have Jay Hay in the outfield, but we gotta let him play before we start linking Jay Hay with Say Hay. Be patient, Braves fan. Be patient. Also in the news, Jurrjens pitched without pain. Bullpen session pronounced successful by Bobby Cox. Well, here's the big whoop-de-doo. It was 15 pitches. Sorry, I'm still worried. Jair's shoulder was hurting, and no one can figure out why. Oh, the MRI pronounces him clean. Big flippin' deal. He was still hurting, they haven't figured it out, and we can only hope that the soreness doesn't come back. All right, let's go prospecting. This is where we'll take a closer look at some of the other prospects other than Jay Hay in the Braves organization and where they might be playing this season as they try to work their way to the big club. First up, outfielder Cody Johnson, our version of voodoo expert Pedro Serrano.
I cannot hit curveball. Straight ball, I hit it very much. Curveball, bats are afraid. I asked Joe Boo to come. Take fear from bats.
Well, Joe Boo was on Cody's side a little bit more last year than in 08. He was at High A Myrtle Beach for much of last season. He had a 6-game glass of moonshine with Double A Mississippi, but we'll look at the High A numbers since that Double A appearance was too small to determine anything. Now, Cody's batting average did go down from 252 with Lowe Rome in 08 to 242 on the Redneck Riviera last season. That is insignificant for a masher like Cody, because batting average doesn't really matter that much.
I offered him a cigar in Rome.
Now, where Joe Boo's rum helped Johnson last year was his power. 32 homers in 422 at-bats versus 26 bombs and 468 at-bats the previous year. Cody was also more patient at the plate. His walks up from 40 to 64. That boosted his on-base percentage from a pretty pathetic 307 to a respectable 345 in 09. But if he tried to sacrifice any live chickens to drop the strikeouts, it helped, but not a whole lot. His Ks dropping from 177 in 08 to 171 last year. Now, to get away with that many Ks, Cody will have to keep hitting the bombs, plus boost the OBP at least another 30 points, preferably 40 or 50.
Jesus, I like him very much. He no help with curveball.
You trying to say Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
Now, he's still young. He'll turn 22 in August, so a full year at Double-A plus some snake venom potion will help us find out whether Mr. Johnson will eventually make an impact in our version of Major League. Now, CJ did get an invite to Major League spring camp, so Bobby Cox will get a close look at him, but he was also assigned an offensive tackle number 77. That means he'll be back in the minors right after these messages, if we had these messages to get to. Derek Lowe will be the opening day starter for the Braves against the Cubs at the TED April 5. That means all the Bobby Cox haters are out there in red-faced, throat-wobbler mangrove mode, wondering what the old geezer is smoking. Well, here's the deal, folks. It's one game out of 162. So what if D-Lowe isn't even close to being the best pitcher on the staff? Bobby Cox is probably trying to instill some confidence in the guy, so he will be at least league average this season, because D-Lowe made a lot of coin to be below league average last year. D-Lowe was better earlier in the season than later in 09. So no, folks, this is not Bobby Cox saying D-Lowe is the ace of the staff. That is still to be determined. Besides, you gripe about the postseason record all you want, but Mr. Cox has about 2,000 more wins as a manager than you and I do, so he knows a little bit about what he's doing. That's the pod for today. Next time, whether Chipper will be just Larry after this season, pitching and catching prospects Brett Duvall and Christian Betancourt. Will they be Tom Glavine and Johnny Bench, or Paul Ossenmacher and Rick Cerrone? And the latest news and stuff that's pretending to be news from spring training. I'm Ray Steele, the Braves Lifer. Thanks for listening.